Hey guys, what is up? It is Bibzuda7 here again, and welcome to another RuneScape 3 vlog here today. In this video, I'm going to be talking about this week's update and patch notes. We did have some pretty decently sized changes come in this week for Solak, and also a new Slayer pet that has been released into the game, so bigger than your normal patch week, but no really huge content changes or anything new, which I assume is how it's going to be until Archaeology, which is 4 weeks away at this point. As you know, it's coming on March 30th, and I posted this on my community tab, but if you didn't see it, I did take off the 30th and the 31st from work, so I have those 2 days off, and especially on the 30th, I'm going to be pumping out videos as much as I can to go over everything I've learned about archaeology, various things, where they are, what they do, guides, anything that I can think of that might be helpful to people. I will definitely be making tons of videos on the release day of archaeology. I'm really looking forward to it. So if you're not subscribed to and you want to see those, make sure you do subscribe to see any of those future videos that I'm going to be coming out with, both before archaeology comes out and on the big day of release. Without further ado, though, let's get into this week's update and stuff. I don't know if there's be anything I'll have to show on the screen, but at the moment I'm just disassembling here at the Dunge Bank. But first thing, headline of the update week is the Solak Scaling release. And Solak has been out since 2018, if you can believe it. It's been that long for this, since this boss has been out, and it's actually been over a year now, I think, since our last boss encounter release with ED3, which kind of sucks, to be honest. And it sounds like we're not getting another until the end of the summer at the very earliest, but I digress. Back to Solak, and of course, as you know, when it first was released, it came with duo and 7-man mode, but today they've implemented a system where the difficulty will scale depending on the group size, and that's still within the same range, so you can do from 2 to 7 and they scale from that, so you can't like mass it or anything. That was one thing that they really didn't want with Solak, is to make it so you can't mass it like you can with AOD and stuff like that, which I don't know, it's good and bad, but they have not changed that with this update. And yeah, that's pretty much it, but it's like a pretty significant change to the fight, because duo is pretty risky, I guess, like if you're considering it in terms of like a safety perspective. And I don't know, I guess it would probably say it's harder, like the individuals have to be better at the fight than they do in a, you know, a 7-man team, where I'm pretty sure you can do 7-man with like 5 people if people end up dying mid-fight. So that's, I mean, I don't know for sure. I haven't done a whole lot of Solak. I have 90 kill count on my main, and that is almost entirely duo kills. So I don't have like a ton of experience with it, especially not on the recent meta. I did it mostly in 2018, so it's been a while since I've been there. But yeah, so now you can go with, you know, 3 or I think when I go to Solak, my ideal group size at this point, in terms of like having it for safety and stuff, would probably be 3 to 5. Any more than that, I think might be a bit too chaotic. Probably 3 or 4 would be ideal for me. Most likely 4 would be my ideal group size, because or I mean, it obviously depends on how everything works out, but if the scaling is, you know, works properly, then it should be relatively similar difficulty levels, as long as the players are of similar skill, no matter what your group size is. But we'll have to see if that's actually how it works out. Either way, I'm really glad to see this change, because on this hardcore, I was definitely not going to want to do duo Solak, because, you know, there's only one other person that I'm relying on, and if they make a single mistake, pretty much that could be the end of me. So I wasn't really looking to do that. But I also wasn't really looking to do 7-man all that much, because that's also pretty dangerous, especially on like the roots and the first phase with the green circles or whatever the hell. But after that, it's generally like after phase 1, I feel 7-man is generally not too bad. But yeah, that's pretty much why I think this is great for me. I can do it with less people, but not so little as to have the chance of one person ruining everything. They've also made a couple of other changes. They've removed defense animations from the boss to make the fight look smoother, they say. So that means hopefully he won't be sitting on the opposite side of the arena while hitting you as much, although I think you can still probably get away from him because I think you're faster than he is. They also made it so you can instantly activate the cleanse upon entering phase 2, which I don't fully understand, I guess. Yeah, I'm trying to even remember how phase 2 plays out. I don't even know how 7-mans do it, so yeah, that's a change. And then there's also a right-click option to quick start the fight, which that was kind of something that should have been out a long time ago, I think. But yeah, that is the Solak changes. I think it's great that this has finally come out. They've been saying it's coming for a while, so good to see it finally out. And then the other thing on the main update page is the Ripper Demon pet, and this is something we've known that's been coming for quite a while. It says since the Epic Jam, but I'm pretty sure it would be in the Slayer collection log. But where? I think it's the desert. Correct. Yes. As you can see, it is called the Nipper Demon. So the Ripper Demon pet, the Nipper Demon, has been released, and it is quite rare. Similar to, I think, the Soul Gazers and stuff. I don't know actually how rare. Oh no, it's similar to like the Edemu pet. That's what I was thinking of, not the Soul Gazer. Although it is quite rare, similar to like the Hex Bow, but it's similar to the Edemu pet in that it's extraordinarily rare. It is a 1 in 30k drop chance from regular Ripper Demons. Really, really, really high drop chance, or low, whatever, had it backwards. But it's also a 1 in 1,000 drop chance from the elite versions, which in my experience you don't get all that often. And the drop is actually not the pet itself like it is with the Edemu. I think it is just the pet. It's a parasitic orb, so that's basically how you get it. You kill the Ripper Demons, pray you get insanely lucky, and get the parasitic orb drop. So that's going to be a pretty big hurdle for folks going for the Ultimate Slayer title, for sure. But yeah, I mean, I don't know. I'm kind of split on it. I think it's good at least that you don't need to be on a task to get this pet, which I'm fairly sure you do need to be on a task in order to get the Edemu pet, but I could be wrong. I've never really killed Edemu, but yeah, that's one good thing about it, but it is extremely rare. I know people have kind of been complaining about that. I personally don't really have a huge problem with it being really rare. I'm kind of looking forward to going for it. It's just, I don't know, I kind of like grinding out stuff like that because it's cool to see how much loot you end up getting, and there's always that chance that you get really, really lucky, and that always feels, amazing to have happen. So that is the Nipper Demon. Good luck if you're doing Ripper Demons if you want to get one of those, because, man, it is rare. Moving on now to the patch notes. Those were the main things on the update page itself. They have added a section, or they have a section in here for player tutorials, which has changed quite a few different things to make tutorials a little bit better. I don't think any of them are really specifically all that worth mentioning individually, but hopefully this makes a better experience for new players and people that have a better time going through the tutorial. So that's cool that they are working on getting that better, because I've played through the new player experience several times now, and I think it was pretty bad when I did it, like, at least for me. I mean, I already knew everything, so I didn't really read a lot of the stuff, but it seemed like a lot of the stuff was kind of like restrictive or just annoying pop-ups and flashing that I didn't really like all that much. But hopefully they have made it better. There is quite a long list of things that they changed, so that's good to see. They also have changed some stuff with Diango, so I guess we can, or maybe it shows it within here in the bank. Let me see. It doesn't look any different as far as I can see, but skill sets. Okay, so I guess they changed the name of this and that's it. But you have your skill sets here. So you can claim stuff. Ooh, that's a nice little right click. Was that always around? Brain plushies can now be retrieved via Diango. Player is no longer able to retrieve infinite copies of the Warlock outfit. Okay, a lot of this stuff is pretty irrelevant. Fixed an issue. Oh, I guess I just never knew that this was an option. Retrieve all outfit pieces. But strangely, there are the outfits that I already have in my bank. I didn't know that was something that they had in there. I didn't know they were still within Diango if you had them in your bank. And then what happens if I do this? Oh, Okay, I guess that's good for like consistency and seeing an overall view of what you have without having to delete it. But yeah, these are kind of less significant than I thought, the actual changes, but a couple tweaks to the store of Diango. And then we have under other, I don't think there was a whole lot of really great changes in here, but one of them was pretty big for people going for like IFB and stuff. Haraken is the boss of the fight kiln, and previously to today he would dive under, like if you've never done the fight, it's pretty annoying. He's like got a bunch of tentacles that are up and attacking you, but the only thing that you're supposed to really need to damage is the main head of the boss, and that only shows up every now and then, and he dives back under the lava sometimes and you can't attack him. And prior to today, they would have him dive immediately if you dealt over 10k damage in a single hit, which obviously, you know, if you're going for a really fast kill using Zerk and whatever, that's not too hard to do as a max player. But they have now removed that, so he will no longer dive immediately when you hit over 10k, and you know, that'll make it a little bit nicer for high level players doing the fight and trying to probably grind it for the pet. Other than that, let me see if they had any other big things in here for the regular patch notes. Getting damaged by the Gorok now lowers your invention level. Oh, I know people have been asking a lot for a way to drain your invention level for certain perks that are actually a better chance at lower levels, and I guess they've actually added that. In a strange way, to be sure, getting damaged by Goroks, but I mean, I'm sure people are probably pretty happy about that. I've seen a lot of stuff about that on Reddit. I never really understood it myself, but that is a pretty significant one buried in these patch notes. So that might be good for some of you going for various niche perks that I am unaware of that you need lower leveled for. And they have a bunch of bug fixes in here. It's kind of strange that they have bug fixes in their own section now. Like, I think I've mentioned this before, like, why aren't these bug fixes in sections that they would be, you know, they would already be applicable to, you know? I don't know. I'm not making a whole lot of sense with that, but as far as I know, there was no big bugs that were fixed. It says they fixed a minor exploit when fighting the hardcore giant mole. I didn't know there was a hardcore giant mole. That's very interesting. Hard mode is obviously what they mean. I'm just memeing out here. Augmented equipment will now correctly show as saved on death within the items kept on death UI. I know people were having issues with that in the wilderness. That was not showing them appropriately what they would save. Honestly, quite a lot of freaking bug fixes in here, but I'm quickly scanning through them to make sure. A lot of stuff again with the new player experience, it looks like. And they have known issues. The ring that denotes how close you are to being caught in Big Game Hunter does not look... Oh, they didn't fix that? That sucks. Damn. How have they not figured out the fix for that? It started happening like Tuesday of last week. Well, I mean, I just finished with my Hunter grind to 99, so I'm not too worried about it at the moment, but hopefully they get that fixed like next week at the latest. But that's it for the patch notes here. So nothing too huge in there aside from the Haraken thing, and the invention draining is pretty cool. But we got the Nipper Demon pet if you want to go for that. Good freaking luck. And the Solak Scaling. Hopefully it is quite good and you know, has no issues. And you guys can go out there and maybe give it a shot for your first time if you were unable to do it duo, but also couldn't get on a 7-man team, perhaps. But yeah, that's pretty much all I have to say for this week, you guys. I hope you enjoyed the video. Let me know down in the comments your thoughts on the changes this week. And if you missed it, I uploaded a Hardcore Iron Man episode yesterday, so you can check that out on my channel. I'll have another one of those over the next weekend, as we always do. And if anything comes up over the week, like something in the stream or anything worth chatting about, I'll be sure to make a video on that as well. Hope you guys are enjoying the weekly content. I will be sure to be coming at you with some great videos for archaeology at the end of the month. Really looking forward to the skill release. And yeah, I'll see you guys over the weekend for Hardcore Iron Man. Thanks for watching, and peace out.